Sure, yeah. You should me to call you when you turn me on. The way you tell me you want me down. Done it, I done this before you fall. I won't catch you, don't know I'm stalling. Cause you love to have them all crying. Calling me sweet, telling me you need me. But I'm from a city that's high school. I give them this anymore, I go. Cause you a bad money, she don't love money. She break hearts real fast like money. Wanna swim down to the deep end. Wanna know all my secrets, honestly. Can you keep it real? Cause honestly, I can tell that you're real fond of me. Baby, don't be shy, I can see it in your eyes. I've been running around. Too bad, I've been sticking on your mind. I know you like it how I rock it from behind. I don't understand how you taking all my time. Left, right, can you take it all night? Too bad, I've been sticking on your mind. I know you like it how I rock it from behind. I don't understand how you taking all my time. Left, right, can you take it all night? Take it, baby, I ain't scared to take it. Oh, and maybe when I take it, oh, I feel it coming down too strong. Cause I want ya, and it's hard to resist cause I need ya. And it's hard, baby, yeah, cause I believe ya. Hold me tight, holding on tonight. Holding a couple, get to you clean and proper. Way I move, you know we can love her. You gon' let me on your mind forever. Ever, nice baby, turn it down like a sweet and ready. Go slow, keep it nice and steady. Know that you've been keeping patience. Too bad, I've been sticking on your mind. I know you like it how I rock it from behind. I don't understand how you taking all my time. Left, right, can you take it all night? Too bad, I've been sticking on your mind. I know you like it how I rock it from behind. I don't understand how you taking all my time. Left, right, can you take it all night? Sure, yeah. Show me the color where you turn me on. The way you tell me you want me down.
Show me how you do that.
Why you tryna find the pieces when you look it up? Why I like it when you say it when you take it up? Yeah, you know that I'm bad. Too bad, I've been sticking on your mind. I know you like it how I rock it from behind. I don't understand how you taking all my time. Left, right, can you take it all night? Too bad, I've been sticking on your mind. I know you like it how I rock it from behind. I don't understand how you taking all my time. Left, right, can you take it all night?
exit, holding on to treasures, lusting after pleasures. I become addicted to this feeling under pressure. I get plenty loot these days, I swear I never let up. It's embedded in my genetics, like nice clothes and seeing where the night goes. Lately when the lights low, I just get like light bulbs. Attempted to right wrongs, I carry a light load. I travel the right roads, I see how the dice roll. I talk that they need to hear, tell it how I'm dealing with it. They been on that silly shit, I rap to pay the billies. Down to see I'm nearly here, out here flossing plenty big. I don't want no bust down wrist, I'd rather save my innocence. Miss when we were Kool-Aid sip, tops outside the church. Out here in the field, they pull it off the hip and empty clip. I'm talking cryptic, telling me we bought a bigger grip. Pops is playing the beat scene on the bigger, better things. I'm in the classroom cutting up, acting like the bigger kids. My hood was really everything. The bros was more than tenants here. I was barely tenants. Couldn't kick a flip for sisters copped up within dip too. Thought to steal that. See what we've been dealing with. Let's get broad is filthy here. Hate the fact that I wasn't surprised to hear when Chris got killed. Like I'm barely fitting things. About me fitting and keep you at a distance. You do like seasons always disappear.
I believe in Tuesday and Wednesday. It's been a few days since we had FaceTime. No, it's cliche. My time is Thursday. I miss the old days. I need a replay. I hit your line on Tuesday and Wednesday. It's been a few days since we had FaceTime. No, it's cliche. My time is Thursday. I miss the old days. I need a replay. You could catch me laying in the flowers, lungs full of them vapors, losing track of hours. Your lip balm on my taste buds, laying in the flowers, lungs full of them vapors. My mind been hella clouded.
Who am I complaining? My life is barely tainted. My daddy made it home most nights, my mom did no complaining. The homies from the block would always tell me that I make it. That I made it through the classes, dog. We rapped at graduation. That bred infatuation for a life that I was made to think that I would not obtain. It's only entertaining, right? But that's the motivation. Now it's more or less occupation. Way less by what I'm making, though it's nice to make new payment. Much more for any stranger pressing play cause they relating. No, I don't need the credit. I just wanna see you make it to the world so out of pocket. Down for the praise is really not someone to talk. I'm out here trying to leave my mark and find how best to play the cards I'm dealt without losing my heart. I always had the vision far-sighted. Lately it feel like my life some like a movie where I might just play a part. Always in it for the art, my that was from the start of this. I said I never changed. Still empathetic, still spit the credit. All of that because of inner weapons. Lately I be counting many blessings from the lessons learned, the problems I collected. I've been skipping school and I've been tested. I become a finder when I feel depressive. I've been gaining traction but I feel accepted. I've been running in place. I don't ever show my face. I just wanna take my peace. Y'all in the day. All I wanna do is celebrate. I don't ever pump my brake with the legal gas. Got my eyes low. Losing grip in like the wheel spinning at the sideshow. Turn a hater to a crater. Tell them they could die slow. Reach my fine as a better you. Let's see how far you go. Get your O's.
What up, what up, what up? Season 2 of the MALEROOM show. Yo, about to introduce the crew. We got Rollo. We got JB. Jen. Yo.
Yeah.
There's an echo again, man. I don't know who it is.
Is it me?
Yeah, it's probably you, bro. It's so loud.
Yeah.
Is it me?
Testing one. It's you.
I don't hear it.
You won't because we hear it from you.
Y'all just hear it from me. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we're gonna try to work through it. Got everything hooked up.
See. Good.
Yep.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we good.
Say something, Jay.
That's one.
Yeah. The echo. So
it's either you or Jay, right?
It's bad too.
Too.
Hey, Rob, mute
for a second.
What up, Jay? Yeah, it's Rob.
What up, though?
Yeah, it's Rob, dog.
Yeah, it's Rob.
It's you for sure.
It's definitely him. Yeah.
Hey, everybody, welcome to the Mailroom Show.
I don't care about y'all faulty equipment not being able to hear me clearly as long as.
No. It's you.
I'm just saying.
Mute your computer and fix it because it's you.
Yeah.
It's not about faulty equipment.
Yeah.
Go back out and come back in. I'm telling you, go back out and then go back in and come back in. He frustrated because it's his fault. I don't understand.
I mean, it's okay. I mean,
it's all good. I mean, I've been through situations. You know what I'm saying? What up, Sean? Thank you, sir. A mailroom carrier for show back. This is season 2, episode 1. We waiting on our boy Rollo to get his stuff together real quick. It's all good though, man. He frustrated. He frustrated, dog.
He'll be all right, man. He'll be all right.
Yo, man. So we are in season 2, episode number 1, man. How was
all season, man?
It was definitely dope,
bro.
It was definitely dope.
Yeah, it was.
You need to turn your volume down or something.
Yeah, just turn it down. I'll be better.
Yeah.
What about now?
You're not echoing on us. We're echoing off of your speakers.
I'm just asking. How do you? I don't.
It's still.
I don't hear nothing this way.
You won't. Because
I'm just saying. What's it sounding like?
It's just a little echo, man. Just echo.
All right, man. You'll hear it on the show when you see it.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
No, I gotta figure.
Just try to keep it as low as possible. You can still hear us, though, right?
No,
it's not about him hearing us. It's about the fact that when we talk on his speaker system, he's echoing us. So whatever's going on with his audio is what it is. So.
Oh, hey, if you got something plugged up, unplug it. That's what it is.
I don't have none of my speakers plugged up.
Yeah, that's what it is. It's your speakers.
It's the same. Hold on.
That's what's. Yeah, our hands gonna hear that too.
Yeah.
All right, how are we now?
Testing one. That's a little bit better.
That's better.
It's still. I can still hear the echo, but it's far away. You're still gonna hear it on the show though.
Yeah. But yeah, you know what I'm saying.
Are you using your computer speakers or some other speakers that's attached to your
There's
computer?
some other speakers.
Yeah,
Okay, take away those speakers. Period.
yeah, just
Just use your computer.
The same speakers I've been using.
yeah, just take them off though.
Right.
Anyway, all right. How's it now? What y'all hear?
It's still the same.
Yes.
Y'all go ahead. Let me figure this out. I'll be back.
Hey, dog. Hey, I love you, Rollo. I love you, man. I love you, man. Hey, welcome to
Hey, we still here though.
welcome to episode number 2. I'm sorry,
As
season
you
2.
were, brother.
Season 2, episode number 1. Again, we're gonna reclap for the one time because
Because we're black.
We're black, and we're back.
We're black and we're back.
We're black and we're back. So, as I was saying, man, how was your off season, man? What was going on with you, man? How was it?
It was much needed, man. Spend time with family. You know, had to do some re-up. We talked a lot. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody just did our little break, and it was cool. I really appreciate just the chill mode, man. Like as you get older, be more stuff going on all the time. So
Yeah.
not like this was a hindrance to anything. It was just
Right.
like we was busy doing this, we was busy doing us, and busy doing fam things. It was so to take a break, out of do the holiday season where everything slow down. Nice retribution, dog, to me.
For
What
sure.
about you, man?
For sure, man. It was a very interesting off season. We talked already.
Oh yeah, I got yeah.
Yeah. So it was very interesting. A lot of things that had to that needed to be done that I had to do, and it was cool. Um, Learning experience, man. A lot of good stuff. A lot of not stuff, man. You know what
Hmm.
I'm saying? But it was cool. Um,
Yeah,
I've been ready. I've been waiting on this episode for quite some time, man. It's been,
really.
the yeah, man. Like it's been, something that how it is when you get used to doing something, and then it's like, okay, we're gonna take a break from it. It's like, man, but we in our bag. You know what I'm saying? Or you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
It was like,
yeah.
but you need it
We
though. You
talked
need the
about that.
break.
Yeah, you right.
Yeah, we talked about, and that's
Yeah.
something that's why I said learning too, like learning not to overdo myself and put my hands in so many jars and stuff. So the off season was dope.
I,
Um, but
yeah, I was hoping that what I'm saying people wouldn't miss us that much. You know what I'm saying? But
yeah,
then again, I did. You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah,
like,
yeah,
so the break into the next season is kind of like, it's just like, the football Super Bowl's over, so it's like, ain't nobody on football for a while.
yeah.
But the
Absolutely.
anticipation of the next time it pops off is just
Yeah,
there. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
that's
It's that
the same thing we
anticipation.
did pretty much. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
So, and that's the thing. That's the thing too. Is like that's another thing too. Like, yeah, uh, it's like the anticipation. Like always, like you don't want to give people too much, and you don't want to be too far back either. You kind of want to stay
Hmm.
within that range. And so, once we was able to do that, then it was cool. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, it was much needed though. I know I needed it for sure. Yeah, I know I needed it for sure.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Over here, back
So
on the mic, back
we
on the
back on the mic,
lights.
man. Yes, sir. You know what I'm saying? We back, man. We back, season 2,
Today gonna be
episode
today
1.
gonna be a good one.
It's gonna be a good one,
Yeah.
man. It's gonna
Today
be a
gonna be a good
definitely
one. It's
good one,
gonna be a
bro.
good one, man.
We're gonna go ahead and kick it right on in, man. But before we do, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna do what we
Hmm.
always do. You know what I'm saying? Even though Rollo trying to get
Hmm.
his audio together, but he's back. He is
He's coming
back.
in. Okay.
Yeah, I see him at the bottom.
Okay. Just in time for the toast.
All right,
All
how it
right.
sound now?
Okay, that's better. That's
That is that'll work. That'll work. Yeah.
We gonna go with this.
Yep.
I don't think we have a choice at this point.
Yeah. Let us work.
It's better.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
It's cool.
Yeah. Let's rock.
What is up, everybody? I apologize, technical difficulties. But we back. I want to first thank everybody. First of all, let me thank everybody that watched some of our content while we were away. We all were checking our YouTube page, and we saw some of the views going up. So anybody that watched some of our content from season 1, while we were on break. We appreciate y'all, and as always, man, thank you for being here for season 2, man. Me and my brothers, we've had a couple meetings prior to the show, and our first meeting, once we are busy played the intro video, and we all just like we were all kind of chill going into the meeting. But as soon as he played the intro video, he played it for a meeting. He's never done that, and we all got amped. We missed y'all. We thank y'all. We appreciate everybody that's here. We appreciate everybody that's ready for season 2, and we gonna get it going, man. So you already know what it is. But here we are for season 2, my brothers. The Mailroom Network, the Mailroom Show. We are here to discuss topics relevant to both men and women in today's society. Me and my brother, this is what we do, and we thank y'all for being here with us. And we gonna roll. We got a really good show planned for y'all, and we about to get this thing going. So, fellas, as we on another round table that has turned into the Mailroom Show season 2, let us never ever forget the foundation that is our Trinity. Let's go, fellas.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. All right, man. We just gonna dive in. We just gonna dive in. Thank y'all so much, fellas. Y'all ready?
Let's do it.
Let's do
I
it.
think we've been ready for a long time.
We've been ready for a long time. All right. Topic number 1, Mailroom Show season 2. A man's rejection, fellas. What impact does it really have on women? When we reject a woman's advances, or when we reject something in regards to our interactions and relationships with women, how do you think it affects them?
Everybody don't have rejection. Go ahead, bro.
Go ahead, Joe.
Nah, you gotta let me go. Should let Rob go first.
Should let me go first?
Yeah.
I think it carries a lot more weight than it does with us, because we experience it all the time, honestly. Even in the smallest ways we experience it, from just trying to be cordial to a woman when you out, or just meeting somebody randomly or in a social gathering, and the vibe goes left, and y'all don't end up talking. I think we can brush it off a little bit easier than women if they're really interested in us. And I'm not saying that as a jab. Again, this is what we've experienced. And when a woman is really into us and we're not as into them, or when we reject any advances they may be delivering our way, in some way, shape, or form, it hits them. Rather they kind of go on some type of tangent about it later on with their friends, or with all the content out about modern women and their relations with men nowadays, you'll see some comments that some women make that's relevant to whatever is being talked about, but you could tell that they've been through something and they just stick with them. You know what I'm saying? Like they kind of get into their feelings based off what happened. And I think it's important to know that everybody's not for everybody, but I think it impacts them in a great deal, and they may not express it up front, and and they will eventually probably get over it, but I think it really does take their ego down a notch. You know what I'm saying? Rather they don't know how to respond to that rejection, or they have just a completely negative reaction to it later. Maybe not towards you, but somewhere down the line, somebody's gonna catch that energy. So I think it impacts women greatly.
I think that when a woman is rejected by a man that she likes, then the first word that comes to mind is unexpected. It's like, I like you, so I expect you to like me back. And if you don't like me back, then I'm gonna think something either is wrong with you, or something's wrong with me. 9 times out of 10, it's gonna be something wrong with the man. Like, especially if they're a nice little woman. It's gonna be like, girl, hey, mute for a minute, Rob, because it's like really bad echo. Real quick. Yeah, there we go. So it's almost like you can still hear me though, Rob. Yep. Okay.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, it's like, girl, like it's a certain way that, because a woman will perceive herself in a certain image, she will present that. If she liked the guy, she expects him to like that same image of herself that she has already generated. You know what I'm saying? So
Mm,
if he rejects that, then what happens is that it'll be an unexpected feeling that she'll get. She won't expect him to be like, you know what, like uh I wasn't expecting him to not like me or whatever, or for him to respond a certain way or whatever the case may be. And so the only impact that I see out of that would be the fact that she just didn't expect it. I don't know necessarily if it would take it. I think what Rob said was kind of good when he said about it'll kind of take a shot at the ego part of her, and just ego as far as like what your self is, like the esteem of the self that you have given. Like it'll probably take a small hit, but women who can get men, they don't care. Like most of the time they're not getting rejected. You know what I'm saying? So it just I think to me it just all depends on the woman how she perceives rejection. Because if she's a woman who hasn't been rejected a lot, then when she does get rejected, it's gonna be so unexpected. It's like, but I mean, but you ain't feeling me like that, like and it's like, and if the man genuinely is not feeling her in that way, she's gonna think something wrong. So I think the impact that it has on them, it just all depends on that particular woman. I think this question in
mm,
particular would be a little bit more subjective than general, because
mm,
most women don't get rejected. You know what I'm saying? So for the women who do or have gotten rejected, it would be a little bit more on the subjective side than like in a general sense, because 9 times out of 10, guys ain't rejecting chicks like that. Especially if a chick, especially a woman that's
mm,
taking an advance at him. You know what I'm saying? If a
mm,
woman taking an advance at the guy, 9 times out of 10, the guy gonna bite the apple. You know what I'm saying? He gonna bite that apple. He gonna entertain it. He gonna offer it a drink. He gonna do whatever to get to know her, because something like, it's like, oh man, she feeling me. She came up on me like that. That's what's up. Because most men don't get approached or whatever like that in a sense. So I think it's all subjective when it comes to the impact that rejection has. Overall, I
mm,
think rejection with women is just like, I don't even know if it's really something that's normal like that.
mm.
To me, it's like it's all like a subjective thing. So that's just my take on it.
I think you said something key as far as like when we get rejected, we really don't trip because we know, another night, another couple of nights we could meet somebody else. And that's the mental part. And I think people in general gotta remember that. You know what I mean? It's a lot of people out here. It's a lot of people.
I think a lot of times, uh, in general, people chase what they can't have
Yeah.
because there's a level of like thrill and interest and danger and spiciness and all this stuff, because you chasing after what you can't have. And so it's like the thing that you like, and you like this person, and they're not reciprocating that on you. It's like it makes you like them more. And it's kind of like it's just like a man. Yeah,
I ain't never did
men
that.
do it all the time. Yeah, men do it all the time. If a man like a woman for real, he gonna try to holler at her, and then he gonna do a little extra if he really like her.
But if she say
He
no,
gonna do
then
that.
if she say no, I'm out.
No, I'm not. You talking about like introduce yourself to somebody and all that. I'm talking about rejection, like in the sense of a man's rejection. Not like this chick try to holler at me like, no, I don't want to holler at her, skip her. That's a real part of rejection. But I'm talking about two people that have a attraction to each other, right? But the woman likes the guy, and the guy thinks that she is cool, and all that. But if he rejects her advance to her, like, if she want to start dating him, if she want to start doing all this extra, if a man rejects that woman, then she's gonna be like, well, wow, well, why you take my number then? Why did you do this? Why did you do that? You know what I'm saying? It's just like in the flip side. If a man likes a woman and the woman takes the man's number or whatever, and they talk on the phone, and then after about another week or so, you've been knowing them. All of a sudden, you find out they don't they don't like you. You like, so what you holler at me for then? Why you take my number for? Like, it's that kind of thing. It's that kind of like little dynamic that happens. And in that, sometimes the person will chase after that because they're like, man, if I really like that, I really want that, I want to go get it. They will put more effort into it. So at the end of the day, that's why I say this, to me, the impact, according to the question, the word impact is sticking out to me. That is the subjective thing when it comes to women, because most women are not getting rejected as men are. It doesn't impact us that much because we get rejected all the time. But on the flip side, women don't get rejected all the time. So the women that do get rejected, like that's a very small number of women to me. Like, that's not an everyday occurrence. You know what I'm saying? So to me, that's kind of subjective. So it all depends on how the woman feels about rejection. What her actual definition of that rejection would be for her.
All right, talk to us, Jay.
I agree. I actually agree with both of y'all, man. One thing though, if your ego is attached to your self-esteem, that is going to be a different manifestation of what happens when you get rejected. To me, if your ego is attached to your self-esteem, that means you rely on your ego for your value. Then when that rejection comes, you're gonna take that a whole different way, to the point that you might even blame the person that rejects you. Like, there's got to be something wrong with him. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think it might go. You know what I'm saying? It goes that far. But for the fact that if you don't attach it like that, and y'all made a good point that men go through it all the time. You know what I'm saying? We get rejected way more than women do. You know what I'm saying? Just because we usually on the opposite end of the fence anyway, that we're taking the approach factor anyway. So the rejection factor is going to be probably higher than women because they don't take the approach factor like men do. So evidently it's higher. You know what I'm saying? So, but you know what I'm saying? If I'm just, your ego will be like, oh, you know what I'm saying? Like, I know I'm a certain type of person, so it is what it is. It just didn't work, and you just move on. But if your ego is tied to your self-esteem, then you're gonna be like, oh, it gotta be something wrong with that person. You know what I'm saying? That's completely different. That's a fine line to me. That's completely different. And I've ran into both situations. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I think that might be the difference to that whole thing. I think the rejection phase or event is subjective, like they said, but it depends on how that's received, and just going down the psychological thought about it. Like, yeah, if it's attached to if your self-esteem is running parallel to your ego, and they coexisting, then rejection or even validation will be the same outcome for that person. You know what I'm
And
saying? If
most
somebody
times it is.
validates you, like, oh, if you look good, then they're gonna be like, oh, you know what I'm saying? Your
Right.
self-esteem go up, your ego go up. But on the opposite flip end of that rejection get hit, that self-esteem hit because you running that with your ego, then you're gonna be like, oh, it's something wrong with them. And lastly, you said something that was interesting, that the rejection of that one guy out of the many that did not is a reverse effect sometimes. Like, that does work. Like
Yeah.
what is so special about him that he doesn't, that whatever I do doesn't work? You know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? Like, I know I look like this. I know I present myself a certain way. And this guy's like, nah. Then it's like, okay, what is it about him that rejected a person like me? I've never been rejected. Some people do take that avenue. It turns into an attraction. You know what I'm saying? And it's wild. Like,
That's why I said they start chasing, because it's like
yeah.
it's almost like this thing where it's like, again, it's I don't know if it's like I guess it's a just a bomb to the ego or something, like a punch to the gut, because
Mm-hmm.
again, that's why I said the word that comes to my mind is unexpected. When a woman is rejected, they don't expect that, you
Mm-hmm.
know. And so with the question saying the word impact is, that would be a subjective thing to me, because
Mm-hmm.
majority of the women, whether they are married or not, or single or whatever, they're not
Mm-hmm.
getting rejected. I mean, for anything. I mean, it could be a married lady at work, and then a guy, and she'll ask a guy like, "Are you? Can you give me a cup of coffee?" He'll say, "Yeah." He'll go grab her a cup of coffee and come back. I mean, just even in this, from the minute thing
Just
to
simple.
the biggest
Yeah.
thing, it's going to be
Mm-hmm.
like there is no. The word no is non-existent for the majority of women. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? A
Yeah.
man will even do something for a woman despite how he feel about it, just to
Mm-hmm.
make sure that she's cool because he doesn't want to reject her. Because why? Like you said, it's parallel to the ego. So if it's
Mm-hmm.
parallel to the ego, then that means that that would be a subjective thing. Because again, their egos are what it is. We already discussed that even in last season. Like they
Mm-hmm.
have egos, like women do.
Mm-hmm.
Especially women who look a certain way and that's on a certain level aesthetically, they know like, man, please, you know what I'm saying? And so
Mm-hmm.
a guy that they would deem beneath their actual standard of an aesthetically pleased guy for her, she'll be looking at him like, what? But he'll be the most busted looking dude, but he like, no, I don't like you like that. And then she'll just go flip. She'll flip. Like, what you mean? You're supposed to like me. Look at me. You know what I'm saying? Like, look at me. Dog. Like, that's the thing. Is like that's the part that's weird. It's like, okay, why you can't
Yeah.
just let that
Yeah.
rest? Why you can't just take that L? You know what I'm saying? It's because something about, like you said, it's the ego and it's all of that. So the impact would be subjective to a certain group of women to me, of if it
Mm-hmm.
affects them negatively or positively, because you can keep it moving and move on. Like you don't have
Mm-hmm.
to trip because you're getting rejected by a guy. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't have to trip like that. But again, if you respond to it negatively, you're gonna go eight and you're gonna start chasing the guy, or messing with him or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So it is. I mean, that's just the way it kind of like the cookie crumble in that sense. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. It's subjective. You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah, on mute. You're on mute, bro.
It's subjective. I think everybody has to. I think everybody has to realize when approaching people and trying to get to know people, like what's your purpose. That's something we're gonna get into a little later. It's like you know what's your purpose? Is your purpose to ensure that this person you're interested in is interested in you, or is your purpose to show who you really are so they can make the decision? Because I think once you get into a space where you understand that everybody is not going to be attracted to you, this
Mm-hmm.
goes for men and women. So what's your purpose to approaching somebody? If you at a social gathering or if you're at an event and you're talking to someone or you approach someone, what's your purpose for doing it? Is it just so you can introduce yourself? Because when you introduce yourself to somebody, that's you showing who you are. You don't have, you have no idea who they are yet, so you can't expect nothing from them. So you have to present yourself in a way that is your best self. Now, if your best self doesn't come off to them, walk away with the fact that okay, I was myself. This is who I am. This is how I approach. It was what it was, and okay, that's fine. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I think that the downfall is like y'all kind of mentioned when you're not used to it, and uh, if it's happened a lot, you know what I mean. First of all, where are you meeting people? Where are you trying to meet people? You know what I mean. What's the atmosphere like? What's the vibe like? A lot of times it's about time and it's about place. It's about people. You know what I mean. So it's just it's extremely subjective, but it's also what are you like intentional as well? Because like me, if I approach a female, I'm intentionally presenting just myself to see
Mm-hmm.
if who I am at this very moment, at this energy, is somebody you would want to talk to. Not expecting the thing. I think some men, some women expect to receive the energy they get back. Even especially if it's very positive. You know what I'm saying? You approach like a gentleman. You approach like a woman. Just because your energy is positive, that's great. Somebody might not be in the right headspace at that time. Somebody might not be in. It might not be the right moment, and you got to accept that. That's what it comes down to. It shouldn't impact you. It shouldn't impact you at all, really. You know what I mean? Like you could think about it like, damn, okay, she was dope, he was dope, whatever the case is. But you know, if there's a bar that you go to every other week, and you talk to people every other week, 9 times out of 10, if you get rejected by 2 people, you might have a good chance of meeting another one. You know, the next time you go. Just a revolving door of people, a revolving door of conversation, and you just gotta be willing to take that chance if you're out here doing that. Just keep it moving. There's really no problem with it in my eyes. You know what I'm saying?
Right, and that's exactly what makes it objective, though.
Yeah,
Subjective is because everybody's wired differently.
Yeah,
the intention that you're coming in with, you know, or the presentation that you giving off, whatever the statue that you made yourself on, you know, you can think highly of that, and that doesn't mean that I have to. You know what I'm saying? Like, you might think you look wonderful. I don't. I might not think that. You know what I'm saying? Like, see what I'm. Everybody's just wired differently. You know what I'm saying? Like, some women can be like, "Hey,
Yeah.
that makes sense," and other people be like, "You full of it." You know what I mean? But it's just the why. It's subjective. You know what I'm saying? That's just what I believe. So I mean, you know, it should brush off like that. As the older you get, the more mature you get. And if you're still in the social phase, then you should brush that off because, you know, that's a crapshoot that happens to almost everybody. But you know what I'm saying? If you're wired differently, then you're gonna take it differently. And I think that's the basis of why Tay said it's subjective. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, everybody's gonna take it a certain way. Like, I might feel differently than even y'all might feel about rejection. Because it's just subjective. Like, it really is. Like, it even goes on the men's standpoint. Some men don't like to be rejected at all. You know what I'm saying? There's women that test to that. Some women don't like. They just like to keep pushing the envelope. And shorty, like, damn. You know what I'm saying? Like, try to be nice at first, and then it got to go there, and you know that type of thing. So you know, it happens.
Like this dude, like a dude I saw at the bar the other night.
It's real subjective. We be looking like game over, bro.
Yeah.
Game over.
Move on, bro.
Kenny Smith, let's go home. Let's go home.
Let's go home.
Real quick, hey, that was a good one. Hey, real quick, any of our female viewers in the chat right now, please let us know when was the last time you've been rejected and how you responded. Just give like a brief description on how you responded if you were rejected or if if your approach fell short. We just want to hear what you said real quick. But I thought that was important to talk about because that could really, that's something that happens, like I said, that's a revolving door. That happens all the time to people. So I think like Jay said, it's a maturity thing. As you grow, it shouldn't impact you as much. But if it's a psychological thing, if it's an emotional thing, if it's an ego thing, it's gonna kick your butt. So let's grow up a little bit, people. Let's keep it moving, man. You know what I mean? Good one, fellas. Good one. All right, we're gonna move on to topic number 2, ladies and gents. Y'all ready, fellas?
Yeah.
All right. Topic number 2. Should there be a psychological process in dating? Should there be a psychological process in dating?
Run that for us. What you mean?
I'm going to start. Yes, there should be. First of all. Now.
Well, damn.
The psychological process needs to start with...
Right. It seemed like we should do this. Go ahead, bro.
Yes, there definitely should be a psychological process in dating, but I'm not talking about you psychologically trying to analyze the person that you want to date. You have to start with yourself. Now, what I mean by that is, if you've been through something, with someone, and it's put you in a place that's made you have this euphoria of thoughts that, okay, I've been through this, so now I know what I want. Now I know what I want to do. So the first person I see, that's gonna be it. And then you approach every situation like that, and you place that energy on everyone. You may not find nobody. So what you have to do? I'm sorry. I'm
All
sorry.
right. Okay. You said go up. Go up, bro.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead,
What
man.
what you have to do? What you have to do is be in the right psychological space to approach dating in a mature and progressive way.
I actually agree with that.
Like you can't
No,
just
brother.
you can't just be sitting at home like, you know what, I'm set now. I know what I want. I'm not dealing with this type of woman no more. I'm not dealing with this type of man no more. Now I know what I want. So I'm about to come out here, and the first person that showed me a couple of marks on my checklist, oh, I'm going in. You can't do it because you ain't gonna be able to get in because everybody ain't there. So
Right, right.
the psychological process has to start with you. Are you in the right headspace to start dating?
Right.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Are you in the right place emotionally and mentally to get back out here? Because everybody else has been out here while you've been in your shell, getting over whatever you've been through, or just doing your thing. Everybody out here been doing their thing too. Just because
Yeah,
you
you better
ready,
clip this.
everybody. Just because you ready, everybody is not ready. I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
Man. And this
What
all
y'all?
this time, I thought it was gonna be me or Tay to open up a can,
I'm sorry.
and it's this
Hold on.
guy.
Hold on. Hold on.
Uh oh. Here it come. Pull.
And butter, right?
I'm just saying.
Burn.
That goes for men and women.
That's
That goes for men and women.
facts.
So you were saying the psychological process of dating should come with the preparation of dating.
Yeah, basically. And
Mm.
to a certain extent, like even when you feel that you settled in like, even if you psychologically get to a place where you're ready to go out there, you may not still be ready. You're not gonna know until you get out there. But yeah, it could be, yeah, like it could be there.
Go ahead, Tay.
Dog. Hey, man. What you want? What you want from me?
Just it's your thought on that question.
Nah.
All right.
Nah. I know. I know. But what do you want from me? Boy just cooked. Like,
Yeah, you did.
I mean, he put it on the plate. He made it exactly the way it should have been made. He got all the ingredients.
Did I
And
overcook
he
it?
said, "Here, have some." And I'm like, "Okay, let me with a knife and fork so I can have some." And I'm chewing on the steak.
Oh, we don't burn. We don't burn nobody. Everything well done. If you talking about cooking,
Right.
we might do early, but we ain't burning nothing.
So this is what I look at it like this. All right, so I have this acronym. It's called PALM, right? PALM. So it's perception, attention, learning, and motivation.
Hmm.
So it's like these are just a few of a lot of basic processes that we need to take before and during dating. So in I'm if in my mind, if you're dating um in a way that's intentional, or in a way that you trying to find that purpose, right? Trying to find someone you can share that purpose with or whatever, then I would hope that, like what Rob said, he's talking about the before part. That is the key
Mm.
to the door, you know,
Mm-hmm.
um, is to be able to progress yourself without lying to yourself,
Mm.
without deceiving yourself,
Mm-hmm.
because you think you are qualified for something and you don't have the skill set for what it is you asking for.
Mm.
You can apply for a engineering job all you want, but if you don't have an engineering degree, engineering experience, or whatever, then if you apply for it, they're not even gonna look at your If your resume say I worked at Chi Chi's and I worked at McDonald's and they're not even gonna talk. They're not even gonna pay no attention to you. See, and
Mhm.
so a lot of times you think that you are at a certain place and you're not. So like Rob was saying, it's like that's the before. Like can you progress without deceiving yourself? If you can do that, then the psychological process in dating should work for you.
Mhm.
It should work for you. You should
Mhm.
know how fast and how slow to go when you're dating. For an example, like I said,
Mhm.
perception. What is your reality around you? How do you look at the reality around you?
Mhm.
If you look at the reality around you as a fantasy, you're not ready to date.
Mhm.
That's the P. Pawn. A.
Mhm.
Attention. Can you concentrate on just one thing?
Mhm.
One type of person, can you just concentrate on something without getting distracted? If you're gonna do this, if if you date a good guy or if you date a good woman, can you isolate yourself from all these buckethead people that you've been paying attention to? That means
Mhm.
that doesn't serve the purpose for what you're asking for.
Mhm.
For what you're asking for.
Mhm.
Learn, learn, learn from what you're looking at. Learn
Mhm.
from the person that you're dating. Sometimes you can be dating a person and in conversation, they can say something that can help you or something that can grow you. But
Mhm.
learn it. Learn what it is that what you're asking for or the kind of person you're asking for. Learn what it is that they like, what they don't like, and see if you can fit that quality. And if you can't
Mhm.
fit that quality, then do not go after those persons, male or
Mhm.
female, if you're dating. You know what I'm saying? And then and
Mhm.
then then the motivation is why? Why do you want to date? Why do you want to date intentionally? Why do you want to have that type of person? Why? Because if you understand that why, then that means that you should not have any bitterness in you. You should not have none of the residue of pain and all this kind of stuff that somebody else have to suffer from you just because you want what you want.
Mhm.
You see what I'm saying? That is my palm. That's the palm. That's letting me
Mhm.
know like I need to that's when the strategic part comes into play. After
Mhm.
you, because Rollo talking about doing the work. After you've done the work, now you can put to practice the things you've learned from it, and
Mhm.
you got to do it in a way that's honest.
Mhm.
A lot of times in dating, people just exchange dishonesties and brokenness. That's
Mhm.
all they do, in hopes that maybe something about you can fix them just enough for them to have somebody. And it's like it's deeper than rap, though.
Mhm.
It's deeper than rap. So that's my thing. I think it should. I think it should be a psychological process to a lot of things. But in dating,
Mhm.
very much, especially in our society, since we don't have arranged marriages and families getting involved and all that kind of stuff, but we trying to just do it on our own and cook this stuff on our own. Yeah, you need a recipe book to understand how to cook certain things. You need a cookbook. You can't just go in there like I'm gonna make a cake. You ain't never made one in your life. You just gonna dive in. Let me get some flour. Let me get this. Then you start adding stuff that don't make no sense. All
Mhm.
because you want something, and you gonna try to
Mhm.
do it your own way instead of doing it and letting somebody guide and teach you and show you like, yo, this is the real way to go. This is a better choice to make if and you have the option to make the choice or not. No one is forcing any grown person to
Mhm.
do anything. Okay?
Mhm.
I don't have to tolerate you, ma'am. Sir, you don't have to tolerate, ma'am, you don't have to tolerate this guy. It's okay. If
Mhm.
they don't like it, that's fine. It's on them.
Mhm.
You I'm not apologizing for your immaturity. I'm not doing it.
Mhm.
I'm not gonna do it. If you're on the phone with me, talking to me, everything cool, blah blah blah, all kind of stuff, and all of a sudden you just say some craziness, and my response is very bland, it is what it is.
It's what
I'm not
it
about to
is.
give you a
Right.
lesson like you really shouldn't say that because I'm not about to do that. We
Mhm.
can exchange perspectives, we can exchange our outlook on things, but
Mhm.
it's all based on something. What is your perspective based on? Is this
Mhm.
based on what you think of yourself? Then that's a very shallow perspective because at the end of the day, what you may think of yourself might be not. It might not be what you think it is,
Mm-hmm.
because you can't tell everybody else how to experience you. My experience with you is going to be different than somebody else's experience with you, because the way I process things,
Mm-hmm.
the way I process it, I'm gonna have a different experience. The way another man process it, he gonna have a different experience. He might process it like a simp.
Mm-hmm.
I will do opposite of simp behavior. I will approach it differently, and then whoever get the outcome that they want, then that's what it is. But you gotta have some type of structure. If you don't know the thing, if you don't have value in the things that are deal breakers in the dating process, then you don't need to be out here. You wasting everybody's time.
That's a dope point, Tay. What the psychological process should do is give you a balance, because you're in the state where you're figuring out how to filter out what you've been through and bringing in what you're ready to experience, but being in a place where you're open to just maybe not necessarily have whoever you're dating or what you're doing go the right way, but now you're in this place where you can accept whatever comes. That's what it should be. When you're psychologically when you're in a balance to where, okay, I know I've been through this, I might have caused it or whatever, this person caused it, let me figure this out and get back on the path where I'm thinking consciously. And now this process has got me to the stage where I'm ready to put myself back out there, but I'm at a place where now I'm my best self. So whatever comes, I can accept it, and I can keep I can me putting my best self forward hopefully brings another person's best self, and then we can start dating and we can build something. The process should balance you. You don't go out and just go out and start analyzing people based off what you want and who you are. You can't just go out and just start scanning people for what you want when you're not even set within yourself. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
My last relationship, y'all, my boys right here know, and I talked about it last season. I didn't get to a place mentally and psychologically where I can even feel comfortable approaching another woman, or even sometimes being around my boys, until I got back psychologically where I needed to be. I couldn't do that. I couldn't talk to no woman. I couldn't be around my boys. I had to sit myself down and start the process to get back to myself so I can move forward in every avenue: dating, work, family, friends. You know what I'm saying? It has definitely stabilized me, because I know, and my brothers out here know, I don't put up with half the stuff I used to. I don't approach people and women and life the way I used to, because I did the work in the process. You know what I'm saying? Talk to us, Jay.
No, y'all made some good points though, and you brought up what I was exactly was gonna say. So it is what it is. You brought up the balance of it all, and that's exactly what it does. It gives you that pure balance in the focus of, and we're talking about in the process of dating. So in dating, yeah, it gives you that balance. You used to have a balance in everything that you do. It should be, you know what I'm saying, like, because a lot of people date off emotion and impulse. A lot of people do. They based on how much what they not just how much they feel about the person. It's how they feel at that moment. And so by impulse, you get with this certain person that is not even really compatible with you. You just felt good at that moment, and then you create this facet of a relationship that don't even exist with this person. It might last a long time too. So that's what the balance might come in at. The psychological process you have to take has to add analytics and logic to it. That's what it does. That's what it actually. You know what I mean? You have to, because if you were just riding off emotion, you wouldn't look at the con list all day. You'd be just looking at the pro list if you were just riding off of emotion and dating. You know what I mean? And so if you do that, if you take a process, a psychological process to dating, you'll start analyzing the whole scenario rather than the way you feel about it. You know what I'm saying? Initially, or the impulse that you're running off of. You know what I'm saying? So I think that is much needed. That's what gives you that balance. Like, okay, do I really like this person? Like, let me step back and do, you know what I'm saying? Do I like this person? Do I like their flaws too? Do I like that? I mean, you got to study enough that we talked about this last season, right? I thought we talked about like, yeah, you get to know the person like for real, for real. Yeah. So that was last season, right?
Yeah, we did.
So this season, I'm talking about that. Like, you should have done this already. So after you do that, then step back and be like, okay, how does that apply to you on both ends? Because if it really don't apply to you, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just not going to work. And take that mode on with it. Like, that should be a complete balance to it, man. That's how it should be. And a lot of people run off of emotion and impulse, man. They just do, you know what I'm saying? They're just being with somebody just to be with somebody because, you know what I'm saying? Either they feel good at the moment or you're filling some hole that they had before. So it's a lot to it,
Yeah,
man.
the void filler mentality is definitely in the dating market for sure.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
definitely there, and you can tell. You can tell based off what triggers a person, right? Like, yo, it's like it could be the smallest to the greatest thing, but when you see a person triggered, it's like, okay, you got to know if you are able to. You have to also like kind of process, like, do I want to even know where that trigger came from? Because,
Right. Sometimes be so deep, you be like,
You really don't. You really don't.
yeah, right.
because it's like, because if I find out where it comes from, and it's gonna be, it's like, okay, that's where like Rob made it perfectly clear when he first started talking. Like, okay, have you done the exercise? Have you used any tools? Have you done what it take to get there? Because some people don't even know. They can't even compute where it's coming from a lot of times.
Hmm.
I just don't like it. Like, nah, man. Like, I hear you. Okay, you just don't like it. Okay, fine. But when we talk deeper, it goes to a place. It goes somewhere.
Hmm.
It goes somewhere, and then
Hmm.
bam, it's right there. Like,
Hmm.
that's where it's been, all this festered, this back
Hmm.
here festered into all this what you're experiencing right now.
Hmm.
And they still want you to finish. They still want you to finish paying for dinner after that. Gave me this whole I gave me this whole like trigger show. And you still want me to pay this $80 meal for this? I didn't come
Right.
out here for this. I came out here to enjoy myself, like to enjoy myself with you, to get to know you and all that. And here it is. I'm over here therapeutically having dinner with you because you can't handle your shit. Like, I don't
and
understand. Like,
I still gotta finish my plate.
and I still gotta pay for this. Like, I don't want this is not a good investment. Like, I don't want to pay for this. This is a bad investment. This is an L. I gotta take an $80 L, dog. Oh man, I'm gonna get my oil change. I'm gonna go do some other stuff, bro. Like, I got an $80 L. It ain't even worth it, cuz it ain't even worth it, bro. Like, I done spent $100 on this L. I don't understand like what's going
Yeah,
on, bro.
man.
Like, for
Yeah.
real, you know what I'm saying? So it's like that is why the process, the psychological process, is really important. When after you, especially for people who have actually done work, like Rob said, he done the work, right? So now his process in the during stage, he
Hmm.
should have that's where his learning come. Like, okay, now I'm noticing this, and I didn't see this before. Now, okay,
Hmm.
boom. But he can handle it without getting emotional about it, or reacting to it, because he did the work.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? People get emotional about the fact that they're not getting the outcomes without doing the work, though. And it's like, so what you want this person to do when you meet them with your raw self meets
Fix
this
them.
person over here? You want them to clean you up. You want them to do the work for you. It's
You
like,
want
nah, I
them to
don't work
fix
that
them.
way. It just
They
don't.
don't.
Yeah, yeah.
That's where that spontaneous rejection comes from.
I ain't fixing
Just letting
nobody.
you know.
I ain't fixing nobody.
That's where it comes from.
Hey man, yeah.
Out of
We
nowhere.
don't
Right?
have time.
He don't like, why you don't like me?
We don't have time to fix people, and it's okay if you're not. Like, no, it's really, ladies, from us men. If you're not whole, if you're not together, you can still approach us. But if you're not whole, it's okay. But just know I'm not going to fix you. I'm not going to fill in whatever voids you need filled. And there's no flack. It's fine. We can be cool. And this goes for men too. Like, nobody is in a position to fix anybody, especially today. Nobody.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, you know what I'm saying? Get on your feet, stabilize yourself in whatever way you need to, live your life, and then see who's able. And when you're at a space where people can come into your circle and you're good and everything is fine, let them people come into your circle. But I can't do it. Like, I can't be the guy to mend whatever you're going through. You know, I will agree to if we meet and we kicking it and the energy is good, I will spend time and see where it goes. But if it's leading to a space where you're putting me in a position to try to save you from what you're going through mentally, spiritually, emotionally, I'm not Jesus, so I can't do it.
He said that last season. That's why it's so funny.
He said Jesus so fast. He's like, I'm not Jesus, so I can't. I was like, oh, Mike Jones.
But it's still gonna be love at the end of the day, because I'm open to getting to know people where they are and what you're doing, and I hope you're willing to know me where I am and what I'm doing. And we can see where it goes from where we both are. I'm not gonna try to pull you into whatever I'm going through. Please don't try to pull me into whatever you're going through. You know what I mean? Because I'm not coming in. I'm staying on the outside because I'm not ready for all that. I'm not ready for all that. Shout out to all our mail carriers in the chat. We love and appreciate y'all so much, man. Thank you to all the mail carriers in the chat. Hey, that was a good one, fellas. Thank you to everybody participating in that conversation, because that's a real one. All right, y'all. It is time. Y'all know what time it is, fellas?
Time is it, bro?
It is time. Season 2, the first feature topic of the week. Yeah, man. If y'all saw a thumbnail, this one is very, very interesting. This may ruffle a few feathers, but we about to take it there. The feature topic of the week, fellas. Do we reverse engineer the dating process? Now, before we go into that, I'm sure y'all, I know a lot of people are like, what is reverse engineering? So what we're going to do right now is let our beloved brethren, JB, give you the
Okay.
Why you looking surprised, homie? We're going to let our beloved brethren, JB, give you a definition of reverse engineering.
All right. So this is just a theory, though. The theory of reverse engineering came from me and the boys talking or whatnot, and we came with a term to come up with this scenario. It's when a person, man or woman, presents an alternative, like another way of doing something, in consequence or as a result of an outcome they didn't like. So you're flipping the whole script because of something that happened, and we usually talk about the conformity between men and women. So something that happened in that aspect, either the start of the dating phase or something like that. It's been established, but for the fact you don't like the end road, you come to a screeching halt and change the whole thing. And that's what we call reverse engineering, because whatever that was in plight already was what it was. Like, to the point that it was agreeable, because, you know, you only get to this certain stance when you're not talking and not communicating and then not having a conversation about where y'all at. So I'm talking about this is just organically went wherever it went. And then since you didn't like the end road or see the light at the end of the tunnel, you don't like it, you try to flip the whole entire scenario to something that makes the outcome better, like screech halt right in the middle of it. That's reverse engineering. And we're asking, is that what?
That brother.
And so I came up with that wording of that event that happened. And so is that something that happens? Like, do reverse engineer? Is that something that happens? So that's what we're talking about today.
Very well explained. And let me tell y'all, when he called me and he like Jay will call you and like Jay will be like in a mode where he chilling, doing his thing, and he just like he got a lot of energy, so he will call you with just a theory that he has. But when he I think, did you call me or did we just talk?
No, I called you.
He called me and then he mentioned that and I'm like, what? What is it? what is that? And then he explained it. I'm like, oh, okay. And like, all right, I started to think, have I been through it? And I was like, what is this dude talking about? Until I experienced it. And then I knew exactly what he was talking about.
Yeah.
So, I'm gonna get into my little spill later, but busy. What do we do that, my brother? Like, do we do that, man?
Yeah. Yeah, we do.
All right.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
We do.
Okay.
Yeah, man. It happens all the time. You take something that's perfectly good, it's working, everything is fine, and some knucklehead want to come around and just destroy everything because they didn't like the way it was, and you the one that wanted it this way. Like, I mean, we do it all the time. And then what happens in this process, a lot of times what happens is that because you didn't like it and because you didn't get the outcome you wanted, then all of a sudden you start judging all men and all women. Like, all men are dogs. All men cheat. All men don't care about their feelings. And all men don't care about you the one signed the NDA. You the one signed this whole thing off because you gave me access to the cheeks. When you give access to the cheeks, you agree. You pre-ordered the game before you played it. You pre-ordered. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, the anticipation grows stronger when you shut the cheeks down. That's the reason why I talked about chasing earlier. Like, it happened. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, it's like you can't flip this. Like, the way it's been working for years and years and years has been proven to work, right? And then all of a sudden, here it is, some new person comes with this new ideology that everybody started following, and then they like, yeah, but you got more money, but you don't have the love though. You got more liberty, but you don't have true happiness. Yeah, Sean, it's a whole thing. I see the comments. It's a whole thing. It's like,
shout out to season 1.
You're doing it backwards. Yeah, shout out to the season 1 MALEROOM carriers that know what a whole thing is.
What a whole thing means, yes.
What a whole thing means, you feel me?
Right.
Because you're doing it backwards because you don't want to actually follow the process. I took a poll on our show. And it's 100% is what I have here. 100%.
What was?
Everyone that voted.
How did you word it? The poll.
The way it says, do we reverse engineer the dating process? 100% of the people say yes. Yeah, I took a poll.
Because 100% people said yeah.
I don't have not one person that disagreed with this question.
Wow.
Straight up. So at the end of the day, and that's just on a small scale. Just imagine if you multiply that by 100 or 200 or 300, it might even go higher. I mean, it might you might see some no's and stuff, but it'll still be above 50% for sure. Because at the end of the day, this is what we kind of do. We want to put the cart before the horse, and then we complain that we're not going anywhere. And again, it ties.
Did you mean to put that together like that?
I mean, I wish I had the sound effects in front of me, because I would have lit that boy up, bro.
Say you gotta remember to hit the sound effects for yourself, homie.
I don't be talking. I'll be thinking about. I'm just saying.
Golly.
And so what happens? Consequently, because of that, the complaints become dull. They become immature. They become unbearable and insufferable. And then you take that concept of the cart before the horse and you put it to someone else that will believe your rhetoric. And because they gave you a little bit of attention in there, you think that you can develop a pure relationship out of this.
Nah, my boy.
What? Nah, my boy. That ain't
Nah,
that
my
go.
boy.
You feel me? Nah, my boy.
I ain't how that
You
work.
don't go that way. You paying this woman's rent already. You don't even live there. You paying her phone bill every month.
Simp activity.
You know what I'm saying? Like you taking care of her like y'all dating. This is not a meaningful relationship I'm talking about. Dating, dog. Like, why are you paying her? Why? And then you like, but man, she don't want to be with me. Why would she be with you when you're giving her things without you requiring her to be your wife? You
or anything.
You're just dating her, bro. Yeah, anything. So all because she gave you some cheekage, you get happy with your pockets, bro. Put your pocket. I'm like a police officer, man. Stand down. Put your wallet on the ground right now. Don't give up no more money. Turn around on your knees. Count your cheese. You know, you shelling out bread for someone that you ain't even like. They don't even reciprocate the things that you want in your life that qualifies a commitment. So why would you even start off that way? You finish the way you start. And if you start off terrible, if you start off bad, you start off doing all this craziness, then after a while, what's gonna happen is a year goes by, 2 years go by, you're gonna be like, dang, where did the time go? It's gonna go by so fast. It's gonna go by so fast. Think about it. I'm 40, Jay 40, Rob, you 39, right?
About to be
39, right? When you 39,
yeah, about to be.
Yeah, 39. Remember when you was 10? Just think about it right now. That if everybody, even in the chat, if you just think about the time when you was 10 years old, do you know how much your brain has to work from 40 years to 30 years ago for you to figure out what happened at 10? So just imagine if life passed you by super fast because you're moving too fast. Just in 2 years, just in 3 months, just in 6 months. I'm telling you, it's like rapid speed. When you start, because if you F around, you're going to find out, right?
Right.
And the longer you F around,
the more you're going to find out.
You know so keep F'ing around, you're going to find out that the outcome is not going to be what you want it to be. So because you didn't like it, now you want to flip that. You want to flip everything now. Everything that was working for you peacefully, consistently. Now you want to break that up and then try to do something else. That's like divorcing. Like you leave thinking something is better out here, and then you realize like a year or two later, after you finish popping bottles and smacking your booty in the club, then all of a sudden you're like, dang, but I want to be a wife. But you was one. You put the cart in front of the horse again. Like, so at the end of the day, it's like, what do you want? What are you content with? What do you want? All of that happens because it's like, yo, we do it so much that it's becoming, it's like, it's normal. It's not even taboo anymore. We do it so much, it's normal.
Right.
So,
yeah. Right. It stems from, and that's what I would, man, that's what I was stemming from is dishonesty. And the absence of the thoughts of compartmentalization.
Hey Jay, are they dishonest with themselves and you, or just with themselves?
Both. It's usually being dishonest with either one or the other, but sometimes it's both. You know what I'm saying? Like reverse engineering in a concept is usually the person lying to themselves. You know what I'm saying? Like they're lying about to themselves that the process that they're taking is going to work. Usually, you know what you want when this. You know what I mean? Usually, I've got to get if you got any type of A, B, and C ish or 1, 2, and 3 is going on in your head. You know what you want. It's the avenue that you take to go get it. Is the dishonest part. You know what I'm saying? That's when it becomes dishonest to yourself and to the other person. You know what I'm saying? So if you start off a a relationship that's that's being intimate off the bat, and that can happen. Like that's not a big deal when you get older. That's not a big deal. With adults, things happen. I'm not even gonna say that people mess up, they wrong. I can't say that. You know what I'm saying? Like things happen. Like it is what it is. So especially you just in the heat of the night, heat of the moment, heat of the scenario, it is what it is. We're all adults. Let's just take it from there. But if you let that avenue continue without saying anything, you let that. They're telling you this theory, that we were talking about. This is without lack of This is with lack of communication. I ain't saying she talking out. I ain't saying he's saying nothing. I'm just saying that they just running off the vibe of the whole scenario, right? The energy of the whole thing, right? You know what I'm saying? And then you know what I'm saying. Y'all be intimate, whatever, and y'all just in that place. Y'all join each other, but y'all in that place. Reverse engineering comes when you see that place not changing. And then you want to halt it. You want to just immediately by one phone call or one text, this whole thing got to stop.
Tear it up.
Because I don't see what I want happening out of that. But the problem is, you let this continue. That's what the problem is. You let it continue. You let it happen. And that's the dishonesty part.
You let it start.
Right. That's like not even start though. I'm not even gonna put like I said. It happens.
But yeah.
It happens, but when it continues though, without you saying anything, because the girl should know. I'm just gonna make kind of like a emphasis, really like a friends with benefits to a serious relationship. Let's just say that one. I'm gonna take it from the male point of view and the women's point of view, right? If that happens and the woman want to think progressively to an exclusive relationship and she's letting this happen without saying anything, the guy immediately start compartmentalizing. He immediately puts you in this box that is all this is going to be. Every guy does this. I don't understand why people don't understand this. I don't. Every guy does this. We you know what I'm saying? We don't hope. We're the least amount of species that's going to hope for the best. It is what it is. Like, you know what I'm saying? If you put your value into being that wife, then we're going to look at you as that. We're going to see if that works with us, right? But if you come off as just some thing else other than that, not even trying to be derogatory at all, just whatever, just having fun, just friends with benefit, whatever the case may be. If you just be that and you just be that without no communication of trying to progress, then the guy is going to be like, oh, well, this is all it is. It's just what it is. And so the reverse engineering comes is when you get the feeling that the guy did that. And you like, no, this all gotta stop. See, no, we can't do this no more because I wanted more. And the guy's like, when? You see what I'm saying? Like, when was that? And it happens on the men end too, though. It happens with men. Men do this reverse engineering thing too, though. Men will go ahead and put a top flight scenario to a woman's ear and have that go and have her believe that when all they want is the entry door level stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like they would just reverse the whole thing midway. You know what I'm saying? And and you can notice it when the guy doesn't necessarily do the exclusive relationship stuff. He's just talking exclusive. He's not doing anything exclusive. He's just talking to, oh yeah, you the one. You it. Like every time you see you it. Like this is what it takes. You that girl, you see that thing, and then you know what I'm saying, everything else is just fly by night. So he reverse engineering the whole thing. You know what I'm saying? And just letting it happen. You know what I'm saying? And then when the moment he stops it is when she be like, okay, so where we at? Right. That common question come out. What we do, right. That's how it's birthed. Like where we at. Yep. What we doing? And so then the guy be like, oh, well, see, I thought you liked it the way it was. See, you reversed it. The whole thing. And so it happens. But we gotta be smart enough to notice when it's happening. I'm talking about on the reverse end of all of this. You gotta understand when it's happening to you and when you are doing it.
Yeah.
Because you be doing it too. Like y'all be dishonest with yourself.
Yeah, Jay, I was about to ask you. And I think you actually just answered the question. Is there a way to prevent this reverse engineering? Because it sound like it's just really about not putting yourself in a situation. But like, I think you just answered it. But like, if you got another answer, is there a way to prevent this from happening?
Yeah.
I gotta answer this.
Go ahead.
I gotta answer 3 words. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't even do it.
It's facts.
I'm telling you, don't start that game. I'm telling you, it's a game.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't like the rules of the game, don't you play.
Don't play it.
Don't you play that game. That's all
right.
I was going to say.
One thing I want men and women to understand is there are, like, let me say that, and this is simple going to some a little deep. There are really good people still out here who are ready to meet good people. So when 2 good people connect, there's going to be a vibe. There's going to be an energy. You know what I'm saying? And they're going to go off that. You know what I'm saying? We're going to keep moving. Now, when that turns into, oh, damn, I didn't think it was going to be like this. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to see what I need to do to keep this going, but keep it going in a way that we dive in, or we in here. There are still some people out here that are just going off energy, and we gonna vibe off that energy wherever it may lead. Now, we haven't had no conversation about what we doing. We haven't had no conversation about where we going. We haven't had a conversation about what's about to happen. But the energy is leading us to places. Exactly what Jay just said. It's all about the people. There are still good people out here who are going to vibe naturally, and they're going to have that energy you like. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But in my opinion, that should cause you to be more cautious with what you put out.
Yeah, that's real.
Because you might not get it back.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like, you might not get, you know, instead of just riding a wave and seeing where y'all going to continue to go, you ready to pounce. No. You probably just killed the whole situation with claiming somewhere or doing something, and then you start thinking, oh dang, yeah, I did this, so maybe this is gonna get us here. No. We're going
making a rash decision because
based off what's going on. Okay. And like Jay said, we're men. We're men. Like, if we're attracted to a woman and the energy takes us to the physical, it's going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah.
I'm gonna tell you right now, not one of these men on this panel right now has forced any woman into doing anything physical. Never had to, never will have to. But if it happens, it happens. Mm-hmm. But then if that turns into, so where we going, and we never got there or talked about it, I mean, where do we place it?
See, the problem is being honest with yourself. Like, that's the dishonesty part. And being honest with somebody else. The communication part is the missing factor to this whole thing.
Yep.
It's just the fact that you got to talk it out. People don't want to talk it out because that still puts you in a place to get rejected. See, that's what I'm saying. Like, you don't want to be there. So again, it puts you in a place to be rejected, right? You know, so it ties into the first conversation we had. Like, you know, if we just talk about it, like I'm at a point now that if somebody is like saying they all into me, and I can see from a physical aesthetic part scenario, that's cool. But at the position of getting that, you should be able to talk that out. Like, you know what? All right, that's fine. I'm a guy. It is what it is. But what are you trying to do? Like, the moment I start asking that question, throws that completely off. Because I'll be ready for a reverse engineering type thing. I'll checkpoint the scenario. I'll do that whole thing. It'll put that person in the place that they have to admit what they're doing. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Even if you get into that scenario, like, okay, well, now we're just having fun and liking each other and doing our thing. if I step to you first and be like, so as a guy to the woman, like, what is this whole thing about? What do you really want? Because you ain't saying nothing. You just having fun. Yeah, I don't believe that. I think there's something else to this. So what do you really want? And then you come out with it. Now you have no excuse. You know what I'm saying? Now you gave me, and you also, this is what hurts, you also gave me permission to reject it. See, when you tell me. Now we talking, now I can say no, because you gave me a position to say no. Like, nah, man, I wasn't really, you know what I mean? That should have been, I'm telling you, this should have been talked about before it happens, when it happens, while it's going on. Conversation is the missing factor to this whole reverse. This is why it happens, because nobody talking, because that's what I said when I was explaining it. Nobody's saying anything. Everybody's just having fun. It's fun in the background. All you see is fun in the background, right? That's all you see. But you're not talking about it at all. Like, so what you trying to do? Even if you was just in a scenario, because I'm an adult, man. I've been in a scenario when I was with women, and it was like, dog, the sexual attraction was just there. Like the first couple of days of the time I met her, it was just being honest, man. I know women go through this too, because y'all want the same damn thing we do.
Hello.
So it was just there. So if I just be like, look, hey, this is how I feel.
Hey, tell you
I'm
dumb,
looking.
bro. You dumb
I heard him.
I'm about to pass the collection plate.
If you know what I'm saying, if I come and be like, look, hey, you know what I'm saying, I'm really digging up to the point. I'm flirting. I'm trying to find out how that goes on that level too. But I'm seriously, I really want to do something. I just being honest. Like, it is what it is. You never know. Maybe the other person be like, all right, this is cool. I ain't even gonna put nothing on this if it happens. But after this, let's just go ahead and take the time. You know what I mean? The communication needs to be there. That's all it is. Don't sit here and reverse campaign your whole thing to me. Don't be like, all right, I'm going to give you the whole basket of cookies. And then you put a price tag on it midway. I don't want that. If it was free before, it should be free now. That's all I'm saying. Right. So you should
Jay, say that one more time, Brody.
If it's a free take one, it should be free take one forever. Don't start putting the price tag on it now. I'm not going back to Sam's Club and they talking about it's not a free take one no more. I'm just saying.
That free sample of granola bar.
That free sample. And all of a sudden that woman's sitting there right there with that apron talking about it's $4.
Yeah.
What you mean it's $4? What's the free sign for? Like, what you talking about?
I just don't understand. I just don't understand how another human being think they could change the mind of another. Well, let me take that back. I don't understand how an adult human being think they can change the mind of another adult human being.
Like change.
Like I don't. I like it. That doesn't. Am I slow, brothers? Like, am I off with that?
It's gonna be difficult.
Yeah.
Like I don't. Like you're not going to change my. If I don't want to go see the Pistons play because they 13-50, I'm not going to go see the Pistons play.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna stay home. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Close to that. It's close.
Like I'm just not like that's my team. I love my city, but I don't want to go see them play. Rob, come on, bro. We gonna have a nice night. No, I'm not going to see the Pistons. I don't want to go. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Saying like just like it's as simple as that. You're not going to be able to change a dude's mind about how he feel about where he's at as far as relationships. Men, you're not going to be able to change a woman's mind about how they feel in relationships. No matter what you do, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That has to be some type of
psychological process.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Making sure that
see, that's what
you put properly in the proper place. You know, that's all I was going
right.
There has to be some type of foundational conversation had if y'all get there. But like Jay said, sometimes things just happen and everything just goes to the physical, whatever the case. It just goes there. But understand that's where it started. And then, you know what I'm saying? If there's going to be a conversation had after that, okay. But don't get mad when you don't get your result. Go ahead, Jay. My bad.
You just can't do to a man what can't be done to you. That's just plain and simple though. If you putting cart before the horse, if you don't like a guy to do that for you, like, you know what I'm saying, like asking for cookies before you know what I mean, before anything. If you don't like to do that, stop offering with the subjection of something else coming later. You know what I mean? Don't do the opposite of what you don't like. You know what I'm saying? Like that don't make any sense. It doesn't work the other way around. So I mean, some women, not all, definitely not all women, some women and men too, be reverse campaigning. Like men reverse campaign with money all day. They reverse campaign with money all day. I'll buy this. I'll go ahead with this. Look at that. Look at that. Look at this. You know what I'm saying? They reverse campaign with money all the time. I got this, I got that, and I got this, and you got the other. But then the same man that be arguing.
Hey, what Tay singing, bro?
I don't know what he's saying. Oh.
I'll do your dinner too. As I get home.
Real talk, man. But Tay, man, those are the same type of guys that be arguing about women always in their pockets, though. Why you reverse engineering, man?
Hey, that don't even make sense.
Why you reverse engineering, bro? What are you doing?
Soon as you got home from work, you paid her rent, you got her clothes together, you did all that. Now all of a sudden, she a gold digger. No, you're a simp.
Right.
There's a simp, Monty. I know a simp when I see one. There's a ground. There's a ground, so, Monty.
To your
there's no ground. There's a ground.
To your advocacy, Tay, man, just don't do it. If you don't want to end up to be that fun chick in somebody's phone book, then don't be the fun chick. Go after what you want.
There you go.
This is what it is, man.
Don't be the fun chick, because that's all you're gonna be is the fun chick. That's what's up.
Big fat. Can we get a clap? Can we get a clap for that one, man? That was real. That was real. Hey, I wanna give a shout out to all of our people in the live chat. Thank y'all so much. Hey, ain't nothing changed, man. Ain't nothing changed but season 2. So we appreciate everybody chiming in on the chat because it really keeps us going. It shows us that you guys are engaged and it helps us to just keep the energy up. So we appreciate y'all, man. We about to go into the portion of the show. This is Q&A. If you have a question about anything we talked about on the first show for season 2, man, please chime in. And y'all already know what it is, man. If you want to hop on in this fire, man, go ahead and hit that link and go hop on in this fire. Ask us some questions to the mailroom, man. It's good to be back. Sorry about the technical difficulties with your boy earlier. We gonna get it worked out, but we are excited to be back, man. We got a great season for y'all, man. We just appreciate y'all so much. We appreciate y'all so much, man.
Man, it's fun to get back and do this camaraderie that we had before, man. We had so much fun last year doing this, man, and so we're back with a whole new attitude, whole new concept of how we gonna do it. It's gonna be dope, man. And we try to expand on the network as a whole too. So it's gonna be fun, man.
Yeah, y'all see my Brody Busy. He put if you want to contact us, follow us on all our platforms. You see the link right there on the screen. Please contact us on all our platforms, on IG at the Mailroom View. Please hit us up on Facebook, the Mailroom Network. Y'all know what it is, man. And we just gonna keep it moving, man. Please follow us, like, subscribe to our page. And we back, man. We back, and I wanna thank the people who viewed our content over our break. I did see some of the views go up on some of our shows, and we just love and appreciate the people, the newcomers, and the people who just wanted to see our content again. Like I said, without y'all, there's no us, and we do this. You know what I'm saying? This is natural for us, and this is what we do, even when we not on our network. But we love bringing it to y'all, and we love y'all interaction, and it just gives us more fuel for the fire, man. So. We just love and appreciate y'all so much. Thank you. If you have any content, again, that you may want us to discuss, please check the banner at the bottom. Please email us at the mailroom313@yahoo.com. Any content that you have that you want to see discussed right here on the Mailroom Show, we got you. Your brothers got you, man. We're going to get this in, man. We love y'all and appreciate y'all. Fellas, what y'all got for the people?
Hey, hit us up. Use that email, man. We need some topics, man, to get this season going. We need it. So hit us up on that email.
We've been on break. We need some time.
We back from vacation.
Hey, we back from vacation. Oh. Is he gonna bring her in?
Say, man, what you gonna do?
What you gonna do, Say?
My bad. Hey, she in the building.
Hey, what's going on, Sean?
What up?
There she go.
Sean to the building.
What's going on, Sean?
Welcome to the MALEROOM show.
Well, you
season 2.
Season 2.
What's going on, Sean?
Is she here? She with it? Can she hear us?
Can you hear us?
Not yet.
She can't hear us.
Jesus, this is like last season.
Hey! Oh, it did. I forgot.
Hey, Sean, can you hear us?
She can't hear us, man. I don't think she can hear it.
Okay, so All right. We appreciate Sean for trying to tap into the Q&A.
Hey, we appreciate it, but we out.
We love y'all, man.
Hey, run that back, bro.